journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, I want to go over a couple of things that we've been doing. We bought some corn here the other day at $4.11. I recommended selling it today because it's up $750 and setting it to 382 retracement. That was the reasoning behind it. I thought that was a smart thing to do. I also sent out the video this morning. Very early this morning, saying I would be covering my position here in the crude oil at the 70, down $4,000, folks, in 2.5 days. That you don't get a 8-bagger like that very often, because you're risking 500, you make 4,000. That's eight times your investment. And you can see here we've already rallied. I tried buying it here, but I missed it, and then it's rallied about $1 from that level. So what I would be doing is next day or so, if we do get a 382 retracement up here, probably could even come today, which would be near the high of the day of yesterday. So watch 6701. That should bring in some pretty strong resistance, and I would be willing to, that's up another 56 pips from where we are right now. I would be willing to be a seller there with a stop above there, because the trend is down. All I was doing, folks, I was looking at just money management. If you can see, going back and looking at the highs and lows, there was the 78% retracement of the low from end of June. Okay, that was it right there. There was a money, that's what we were selling it up here, and that's all I was doing, folks. There's no magic to any of the stuff that I do. It's just numbers. That's all I'm looking at when I'm watching these things here unfold here today. Okay, so I just want to give you a heads up on both of those. Also, the corn acted pretty nicely, but again, here taking profits using numbers. That's all we're trying to mimic what they do on Wall Street, and that's really, and it's not an easy task, folks. Believe me, it's not. Especially with these stock markets, boy, these things are crazy. I firmly believe that there's something really big happening in these markets. I don't know. It might be related to Mr. Trump and what he's trying to do, but I don't think he has the power to fire the Fed chairman. They can put enough pressure on him to get him to resign, but I don't believe that he can fire him because it's a private corporation. I know it's right on Pennsylvania Avenue, but it is a private corporation. Now, see, I know these markets really were jumpy, but look at the action that we're seeing here today, folks, in the euro. Look at this euro action. Look at this. We move 150, 100. Look how much we moved here, folks. That's about a $1,300 move in a matter of about 1 hour. Okay, then the market backs off. You can see it comes right back to this level right here. If you'll remember yesterday when we were talking about the U.S. dollar index, I said that would be the one to pay attention to. If you get up and take a look at it, where we were, get this daily chart up, and you'll see we were banging right on the door. And there it was right there. You can see it. There it is right there. You see how we went just a little above that number right there, and then look what happened. That was the big move in the market. And of course, it stopped right where it should have. So if we look at this on an hourly chart, we'll see how close it came to pulling back to an exact, well, it didn't get anywhere near 3.8. Well, we might have. Oh, my goodness, we certainly might have. Hold on here a second. There's your low back in July. There's that high. The 382 came in right here, 67.60. It was there for a second, and then it's bounced up a little bit. So not much has changed. It's just it's had a big run here. It was due for a correction, for heaven's sakes. It was up 16 days in a row. So why not have a correction? That's why we're getting a correction here in the euro. It's been down, so now it's up. That's really what you're watching as you look at these things. And that is all you're looking at. So let's get this out of the way here and see where we are. And where we got going here, I want to go over the NASDAQ here because this is the one that had the big run because of all the news with NVIDIA. Evidently, the government has now allowed the boys at NVIDIA to sell their chips to China. Now you can see what we have happening right now. We're rallying back right to a 61% retracement here on the day. We didn't quite make an ABCD on the down when they were trying to give information about Trump resigning, which, well, this happened before, folks. Back when Carter was president, you guys weren't around. That was 50 years ago. Our Paul Volcker was our chairman, okay? And they fought constantly. He was going to fire him all the time. That's how I know they can't fire him, because I went through this before. Now, when Reagan was on and what was the other guy? The sex side? Oh, Mr. I can't remember his name. Oh my God, William Jefferson Clinton. He had Bernanke. He had Alan Greenspan. Then he had Bernanke, and so those guys never did too much like that. But this is all related to, cannon fodder, folks. That's really all it is. It's just, people fall for it, but that's why you get this volatility. My gosh, I saw it today. It even surprised me. I knew something was happening, but I didn't know what it was until someone called to tell me that it was because of the president asking him to resign. And asking him to resign and getting him resign is a big step, folks. Believe me, it really is. Okay, now let's get over here and talk a little bit about the Japanese yen, because it had a big move also. We missed part of that because we got out of it way too early, but that's all part of the strategy that we had. Let's get this 60-minute on, and we'll see what happened here. We went right up to, there it was. There was your 1.618 yesterday, okay? And what'd you do? You came down 48. You dropped to 1.5 handles. That's $1,500. Let's just double check to see how close this one came to the 382 of the move from back here in July. There's your high. There's your low. And it misses it by how much? Let's see. Misses it by a grand total of about 10 pips. So that's pretty much what's happening. And after that time frame, we'll just take a quick look and pop it up. You see, after it's had the big break, and these things follow numbers just like everything else. There's the high to the low, rallies up to the 61% retracement, and here's where we are right now. Just like what we were looking at the NASDAQ here at the 61% retracement, looking at the same thing here with this. Now, one of the markets that we follow quite a bit here is the Russell, and I think this is what's really an amazing move here, folks, because last night, let's just do the hourly because you could hardly see it without looking at it. Okay, there was the hourly that we were looking at. See, last night we made, believe it or not, folks, we made this 206. You see that? Okay, so we made the 206, and where'd we rally to after that? The market, this is when the Trump thing happened, okay? So after we did that, we rallied right up to the 382 right here. Then we came down, okay, and made a new low. Then what you have to do is you have to recalculate the 382. So as I'm looking at it right now, I want to see where we are, and look where we are. We're sitting right at the 382 right now here in the Russell. You follow what I'm saying? There's your ABCD right here. Then you make a lower low, so you got to recalculate the 382, and that brings you to where you are right now. Okay? So let's take a little break and give you some more mathematics from the 5 years I was in the third grade at St. Benedict's parochial school in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, here's the gold market, folks. As you notice, we took out the previous day's low by $1 in the gold. That was a 61% retracement. Did the exact same thing, took that out. And folks, these folks that do these computer things with these numbers, they know these things. So that's, well, what I don't know. That's what I think happens. But you can see we had a straight up move. Let's look at this on a short-term time frame. You'll see that once it took off, it gave you very little chance in here. As you can see here, there's virtually no down ticks in here, a little bit here, and then straight up. Then you had the move down. There was a little 382 retracement. It'll come down sideways. And that's what we're doing right now, folks. We're just going sideways. And believe me, this was a big move. A $6,000 move, folks. That's 120 handles in the S&P. Of course, the S&P is doing its own thing, going up and down. But those are the things that you're watching. These things, unfold. You got to. You have to have a place to get in, and that's why these folks that do this financial engineering stuff, they know these numbers. You see them happening over and over again. That's the main thing. The perfect example is where is that NASDAQ right here? I think it just hit the exact 618 retracement. I heard it beep just a second ago. Let me make sure I hit it right. Yeah, we just hit it right here at 72. It hasn't backed off much, but that was it right there. In fact, I got it drawn wrong. Let's just make sure we draw it right and see if we did it the right way from there to there. And there it was. It hit it right on the money, right there within a tick or two of the exact number. Well, it hasn't gone anywhere, but that's at least what we're watching here to go what's going on. So don't be concerned just because the president says he can make him resign. No question about it. He can make his life miserable, but vice versa. It can go both ways. I don't think that's how it's supposed to operate, but that's it. If you ever want to read about how this stuff works, read the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. It's about the 1913 starting of the Second Federal Reserve Bank after Andrew Jackson got rid of it back in the 1860s. And so that's where, 1840s. And that's where you'd want to be seeing what's happening in the world and how it operates. It's a private bank for bankers. And that's basically the bottom line. And so that's why. Now here we are right now, I just saw the beeper go off here on the here is the NASDAQ, the Russell. The Russell is making a 382 retracement right now of the whole move, and that's a big move, folks. 2290. That's 100 pips back. It's now making a 382 retracement right here, where it is right now. 2233, trading at 2334. The high on the day has been 2337. So that's what that is. And believe me, these are huge moves, and that means something big is out there, folks. But frankly, I don't know what it is. My guess is that picture of the NVIDIA with all those numbers coming together at the same time means something really big is happening. That's really the bottom line of what I'm watching as I look at these things here unfolding. Okay? Now, I'm just giving you the best guess I can. People have asked me about the soybeans because we tried buying soybeans, and the soybeans have rallied quite a bit, 20 cents. Let me get it up here so we can take a look. I hate to get off the beaten path here, but people are asking me questions here. Let's get the soybean up here. There's November beans right there. Had a big run here today. We just missed the buy yesterday. By a heartbeat. We were trying to buy down there at 93. They got down to 98 and 97, and now we've had this big run up so far here today. Now, this was the overnight move, as you can see here. There's when we come into Wednesday morning, and as they come into the opening, you'll see all we had overnight was didn't even quite make a 382 retracement here, and we're still going higher. Now, realize, folks, now we're 20-some cents off the bottom, and we were trying to buy this right there. Now, this is really troubling because that means that look, we've taken out the highs of the week. This tells you something big is happening. Okay, so what I'm going to have to watch now is because I want to get aboard these. Let me get this smaller time frame up. There's the smaller time frame that I'm looking at. I'm going to have to try to find an ABCD pattern here that allow me to get in. And what I'm going to try to do is to just do what I was trying to do last night, is keep following it up until I get a 382 retracement. You see, I haven't had any of them come in here as of yet. None of them. This one came real close, didn't quite get there. So, and I hate to be missing it, but there's a possibility of that. And if it does, there's not much else I can do. I have to move on. And I do miss a lot and have losses all the time. But you know what I try to do is when I see these things happening, I realize that, well, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And that's what I'm trying to do as I watch these things unfold. My main focus, folks, is how much money you have at risk. That's the key to what we're watching. Now, this is the Treasury bond market. Let's get the hourly chart so we can see it much clearer. There's our Treasury bonds. You can see they've just been in a big downturn. There was your 50% move to the downside. Now, you see we're almost, I think, just eyeballing it. It looks like we've made an ABCD bottom here. Let's just double check. There's your AB. There's your CD comes in right about there. Not quite, but watch this one, folks. That's 1028. Now, we got down a little bit lower, so we're at 12 now. We go another point lower. That's going to be a real interesting one. And the reason why is it goes back to July. That's the last 2 weeks. It's going to be a big ABCD coming in right here. You're going to have, wow, this is going to be really interesting because you got another one coming in right here. This is going to be, oh, there it is. There's your 1.618 expansion. Let's do this and draw it in, and then we will go back and look at the daily just to confirm where we might be getting a bottom here. In the, there's 111. Yeah, so we're right around that 111. We break 111, that's probably going to be the bottom. And then if we look at this on the daily, it's probably going to be right at the old 7. Oh, my God, it hit it already. There's the 786 right now. That's what it just did. So this looks like we made a bottom here in bonds, folks. Yep, it sure does. Hold on. Get this up here. I've been following the currencies, and I didn't do much on the bonds, but there's your ABCD. Let's just clean all this out so we can see it really clearly. There's where we are. Okay. Oh, I should have been ready for this one. My bad. Well, I'm having trouble with Google again, so it's not an excuse, but that's what's happening. We did miss the ABCD yet, though. I can see we still have to get it down there. One more break 11. That's what I'd love to see it do. Just break 11 by just a little bit. And, of course, the 786 was hit spot on today. There it is right there, spot on. But what we can do now is go over to the notes because the notes are bigger. And we'll get up here and we'll get that daily chart up here on the notes and see how they're acting. Maybe they've completed the ABCD. We've got it here. You can see how often how often I check the notes. Haven't had a little bit of a refresh here, so hold on just a second. And there's where we are. No, it hasn't even come. You see, the 786 is down here for this. Now it's up on the day, which is it's a pretty good thing. But look at this. The ABCD tells we're going to go a little bit lower. So we want to watch that 111 being broken. That would get us down in here. So that's what we're paying attention to right now. So I don't trade the notes at all. I mean, maybe twice a year, if that. But the bonds, I trade a lot. I haven't traded them the last couple of days because I've been involved with a bunch of other stuff, as you folks probably already know. All right, now let's get out of the way here, and we'll take a quick look at something, and we'll be right back. So stay with me.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey. Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, I believe we have Paula Webb in the house. PT, how are you doing? hopefully coming in here pretty soon here. Paula, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Well, we're going to need help today because this old cowboy's worn out. These volatility today, fortunately, it's been on the right side for us, but by golly, it's been crazy. Tell us what you're looking at for us today, folks, how you can help us do some of the mental stuff.
Well, you have to understand that you have to do the mental stuff, first of all.
Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of traders can be really great at reading a chart, or you could be fabulous analysts, but if you don't know what you think or why you think what you think, then you can't objectively view market data. It won't appear to you as true or clear. So that's what we provide is, helping you understand what you think about money, what you think about success, because before you became a trader, those definitions applied to a job. Now this is you investing your own money. So those words go out the window because there's a different definition now. What it meant to be a success as a doctor has nothing to do with a success as a trader. So, you have to understand that we'll use the same terms, but they have different definitions once you become a trader. So that's kind of the first step. And once you define or redefine what just those two terms, success, money, what it means to work hard, once you redefine those as a trader, then you can start thinking for yourself and thinking in ways to grow your equity.
Makes good sense to me, but boy, this volatility today is really unbelievable. So please continue, my dear. Hey, by the way, I meant to ask you, how is the new book? Is it almost ready to be publicized or sold?
Yeah, it's going to come out in August. I'm working on it today. That's all I'm doing the next 2 weeks is working on this. The Sacred Path of the Warrior Trader. And it's really taken up good shape. And one quick note, we're in the process of leaving GoDaddy hosting our website. We're moving over to a new carrier, so my website might be down for about 2 weeks while we rebuild. So just getting that out to your people. Don't be alarmed. We're still here. GoDaddy's just falling apart by the seams, and we had to make the switch. So if it says under construction, I'm still here. Okay, we just got to get a new provider. So, but the book is going to be great because what we talk about is what it means to be a warrior in the markets. Because we do go to battle every day in the markets, as you and I have discussed before, and understanding what kind of armor you need as a warrior every morning before you put on your first trade. So this is what the book is primarily about. What is your armor? Having a good system, having your setups, only taking valid trades, feeling good, having enough coffee before you start trading, getting dressed.
Being awake.
Yeah, it's like just leave the coffee pot right next to you if you have to. And as you know, Mark drank a lot of coffee in the morning before trading. So, whatever you need to do. And so that's what we also help traders understand is to define what it is they need to do to get on the day, as I like to say, and really start working as a trader, not just playing at it. And unfortunately, a lot of traders just play at it because I don't need any rules. I'm my own boss. Well, yeah, and then your results reflect that attitude. So it's just helping traders think better about themselves to be able to take more profit out of the markets.
Paula, when I worked with Mark for 6 years here in Tucson together every day, and he had these little cards, like a deck of cards with little sayings on those. He had always carried about 8 or 10 of them, different ones. And these were positive affirmations that he used because he had worked with Neil. Was it Neil Walsh, the guy that he worked with?
Neil Donald Walsh. Yeah, the Conversation with God books.
Yeah, and that it was really good. Do you have sell those cards? Did he have or anything like that?
We never did that. We usually just gave them away at the workshops. But funny you should mention that because that is going to be one of our new products that we are adding to our lineup. So
that's something people would like to have. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's all good stuff, but that's
I,
easy to understand right there in front of you for sure.
Right. And you can pick a different one every day. It's going to be, they're not going to be dated, but, it's going to be a set of 45, which I feel is a pretty good indication of, 45 days in, you could use an affirmation, a different affirmation. You could stay on the same affirmation for a week. And they're going to be double-sided, so you can write on the back any further description that you might want to say in addition to what we provide in terms of the affirmations. And this is just a fun project, and it should be done. Well, it'll be done when the new website comes out. It'll all be posted on there. So, and it's going to go in alignment with the new book. So, because the new book is, just chock full of really good positive messages and really good skills for traders to take the most profits out of the market by thinking that they can. And that's what it boils down to. Believing that you can take as much profit as possible at any given moment. And that's, the foundation of my work, which, I love.
Sure is. Yeah, and you do a great job at it. Now, one thing, we've got a break coming up here pretty quick. Let me just check the clock on the wall here, see what we're doing. It's coming up here in just about a minute and 45 seconds. That's 2 lifetimes for Al. The one thing that I wanted to ask is when we were doing these things with these little cards, what Mark would do, and this is how it helped me. I had about 6 of them. I've used them so much, and I've gave them away, and so I think I know what I'm doing half the time, but I don't. But the whole process is that this whole business of trading, it's not a journey, folks, or a destination. It's a journey. Every day when I come in here, I fight these devils that everybody else fights too. Where do I buy? Where do I sell? Why am I doing this? How much am I risking? All that has to be considered, and that's where the warrior trader stuff comes in. Mark used to ring that. Yeah, he used to ring that into my head. Every day is a battle. If you slip, you oversleep, maybe had a couple of extra margaritas or something like that, and you and I know that many of these guys that Mark worked on should have been in AA before they were trading, and that's still the case, I'm sure, but that's all it's about. It's about a mental game that you really have to try to set up your trades and then go ahead and execute, and it's not easy if you got distractions in the family. Look at these distractions in the market today. Trump comes out and says, I'm going to fire the Fed chairman. I'll bet you he lost probably $500 million for people based on the volatility of what I saw. Hey, stay with us, PT. We got some more, okay? Paula Webb coming in. We'll be right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Back with Paula T. Please continue, young lady.
Okay, just a little update. We were working on revising the Disciplined Trader. So that has been done. And for those of you that want to make sure you're getting the right, most current edition, check on the inside on the ISBN page. It's the 53rd printing of the book. And
oh my God!
So, yeah, I know, amazing. So, I finally got my name on the book after all these years of arguing with the publisher, and we revamped the whole entire book for today's traders. So it's still got the main guts of the original material, but it's just really turned out well. So if it doesn't say 53rd printing, then you have an old copy and not the most recent edition. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So I'm very proud of it, and I'm really happy that we got it done.
I can remember sitting here with Mark, in Chicago when it all started, and going through all of the accounts for Merrill Lynch. Merrill Lynch gave him 10,000 accounts to look at on why people lost money, and that's how the whole thing started. And man, there's a lot of information in there. But I remember the basic of what Mark told me. He said, there's 2 reasons why people lose money. And I said, what's that? He said, they either use stops or they don't use stops. And I said, how can that be? He said, well, they're using them the wrong way. And that's because you have to have knowledge before you can do any trading. And that's where, that's what he always said, that you've got to protect yourself at all times. So it's how you do that protection is determines whether you're successful or unsuccessful. I learned so much from that man. It was just, and he was such an easy guy to get along with. Oh my God. All those years, I've known him 35 years. I don't think we ever had a bad, no, I'm sure we didn't. We had a lot of fun, but I don't think we ever had a bad word between us. Yeah, we sure did. And with some of the people that we met along the way, oh my God, it was a real trip. Has it been 7 years now that he's passed away, Annie?
It's going to be 10.
No, honest to God.
Yeah.
Wow. Pretty soon they'll be talking about me one of those days.
Flying.
Yeah. Well,
time's flying.
Yeah, he's a really special fellow. That book is just really really fantastic. Listen, we're going to have you on again soon. So anytime you want to speak to us about something specific, or you've got something that people might want to really latch onto, just give me a jingle and we'll have you on. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Anytime, Larry.
Okay, Pete. Okay, thank you. Paula T. Webb, folks. And we'll get right back to some of these other markets here. Give me a second, and I will get the charts back up for us. And we've got a lot of activity going on here. Just takes me 1 second to bring the charts back up, and we'll see what's going on. folks, as you get older, like I am, this volatility is not an easy thing to really get through, because I trade a lot of things. Like, I had a very good day today. I had a couple of losses, but I've had a very good day. I wasn't involved in the currency, but I was involved in the gold. I did okay in that, and I did okay in this. I did very okay in the stock indices, and then bonds. I'm not involved with that anymore, and I was out of the corn, and I was out of the crude oil. The thing, I missed the crude oil buy because I really liked it there, and that would have been a nice one, because it's already rallied $1,000 off that bottom. And I still think we're gonna. And let's get this up here since we're talking about it, Larry. There's what I was watching here, is the fact that was the number right there, and at that point, look, see how we've already rallied a little over $1,000. Now you'd still be up 3,000 on this, but if you covered it here, you made 4,000. So that's all I'm doing is saying, and look, and it goes down and takes out this low by a tick or two and doesn't go anywhere. That's telling you something's going on. So there was the key. Now let's look at this. This is a really big move. For the first time, this is a big move from the bottom. We're going to look at it, use the old 382 action, okay? Well, there's not much to look at here, I can tell you right now. There's the move up. You have a pullback here, but it's not a 382. There's no 382 except for this one right here. I don't know if that's a good one or not, but let's just double check it. That would be the first one on the day. And how much does it miss it by? It misses it by 3 pips. And now, it did miss it, though, but that was the 382 pullback right here. And now we're popping up again. That's a $500 move just right there. But there's not any swing down here other than this one, and there's not a 382 there at all. But there's your first one right there. And misses it by 3 pips, and now it's going higher, and I believe we're going to get up to that one we're looking at, which is 67 and change. Looking at that on the hourly chart, I think that was a number we were watching. Yeah, 67.01. That's what we're watching here. I would not be afraid to sell it, even with this strong rally here. Well, it'll take these highs out, so watch it closely, but that's what we're paying attention to here as we go through this right here. Now, people keep asking me, do I still believe the market is bearish? Folks, I have to, because I look at all these different charts and all these 3 drive patterns that I'm seeing, and specifically with NVIDIA. That NVIDIA chart, remember, this is a $4 trillion company, and how can it hit all of those numbers exactly at 172.28? At the exact number on that's just, to me, unbelievable. Maybe someday it'll go back and look and say, wow, that was a big time for that thing to happen. So, and I mean that sincerely, because I study these charts, and when I see them unfolding like this, and why can't it go 1 point above it? I mean, that's the other thing that I'm curious about, because when I looked at this, let's get this up here and get it on the weekly so we can all see it together again live. And there's where we are today. You can see we're trading at 170.93, but this measures exactly to the number. This is over a 2-year period. How can it hit that exact number? It's 72.28 was the high. So, 72.40. Look at this number. The 1.618 expansion was 72.43. Yesterday's high was 72.40. Hello? I mean, my goodness. Well, I guess it didn't work. Yeah, because it's off by 3 pips. Wonder how much that is on a percentage basis. Now, this could go higher and higher easily, but others are having a little bit of trouble. Now, I wanted to bring up, someone's asked me about Goldman Sachs, because they're the best trading month in 9 years, I think they said on the tube this morning on Bloomberg. I heard them say that it was a record for, it was a lot of time. And here's where we are today. Actually, it's down a little bit today. Now, there's another one where we had the 3 drive pattern measured to 727. The high was 726.47. So missed this by 40 cents. Hasn't gone down very much, but at least it, started it in the right direction. That's why I have to do that. And when I see this 3 drive pattern, and I know how strong it is, but folks, market has been going up for 15 years. It's never going to be easy. It's just not, because the darn thing has just been very, very bullish. But when it starts down, then it'll be easy, because we've got the tools that'll say, yep, this is where we want to be sellers and this is where we want to be buyers. So I just tried to trade the ABCDs, folks. That's the best I can do, little by little. And let's look at this intraday here, how it's doing here. Look at this. It's just, it's gone nowhere. There's that high right there. All this backs off 3 points. Took out the previous day's low. Hello, operator. And it's not bearish yet. Holy cow. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, this is a heads up on the Hang Seng Index. There's the daily. We've been waiting for this to be hit. It misses it by 50 pips. It takes this high out, matches this, takes this out by 2 pips, I think. You can see here, this takes it out by just a little bit. Now it's down 500 points from the high that it made earlier in the day. That's a 3 drive to a top pattern. What was this one? 3 drive to a top pattern. Pay attention to this one, folks. This is a big deal. It's a big market. This is where the gateway to the east, which is China. So whether that means much or not, I'm not really sure. Now we take a look here at Tesla. Here's where we are in the weekly chart of Tesla. Let's get the daily up and see what it's doing today. It should be up today. By golly, it is. It opened on the low and is right now near the high. So that's a pretty good sign. So it's still holding its own up here at 320. Remember, you got people saying it's going to go to $500, and you got people saying it's going to go to $100 or lower. Who knows? Regarding Bitcoin, I know the rules are out there that they're dealing with this thing with the coin bill or whatever it is. I don't know anything about it. I know there's a lot of resistance at 125 to 130 in the Bitcoin. I know nothing about it other than that. I don't trade it. I don't even understand it. And you know what? I'm not disenchanted that I don't, because it's way over my pay grade. So that's what we're paying attention to here as we're watching it here early today. I don't know how much time we've got left on the wall here, but it's probably going to be a lot. 53 seconds. Oh my gosh, that's a lifetime for my good friend Al. We'll get this up here. We want to look at International Business Machines, and it's not making a new high yet, but we see here on the weekly chart, it has completed all the patterns on the weekly, just like many of the other Dow stocks have. You can see all of them come in here. It's down $15 down from the high. So not very much. Remember, people have been making money on this going back to way back in 09. We'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, folks, and may God bless.